Hello and welcome to what I do every day of my mobility training slash joint and ligament strengthening. In the gym, we strengthen our muscles, but we forget how to take care of our joints. So I'm gonna go over what I do from head to toe. Do this as much as you can. Try to fit it in to help your body while working out. Start with the neck. Neck circles. So these are called CARs. It's an acronym for controlled articular rotations. Just a fancy term for saying moving your joint through end ranges and being intentional with what you're doing. So most people, if they were doing neck circles, they would just be like this, right? Moving around, everything's moving. Try to only move your neck while doing this, not your shoulders, not your hips, not your body. Just try to find only movement in your neck. Follow along if you like. So we bring the neck down, we flex the neck, we rotate, end range, we extend, end range, we rotate, come back down, across the middle. That's one. I like to do 5 reps on each side. Just breathing into, you find a tight spot. Try to send some breath to that. You would like to put my arm straight out, roll it back, or make a clasp with your hands behind your back, pull your shoulders down away from the ears. And that'll keep them in position. And this is a time not only just to move through joints, but to also calm the mind down and connect to the breath. Last circle. Okay, shake it out. We'll go back in the other direction, start flex down, we'll rotate to the left and range. Extend and range. Rotate and range, and we'll bring it back down through the middle. Rep. Again, feeling that breath, sending that breath to any position you want. I'm sending it to my neck. So as you breathe, try to intentionally send it where you want it. Forcing these movements and ranges of motion. We're just feeling what our end ranges are. That's as far as I can go. I don't torque my neck to get more. I listen to my body. I meet my body where it's at. The neck, feeling pretty good. The shoulders, you can do this laying down flat on the ground, called swimmers. But I don't feel like laying down on the ground right now. I just feel like sitting right here because it's comfortable. You can still do this in the chair. You can sit however you like. Where the shoulder joint now, you go to end ranges. So we're gonna raise the arm up. So we're gonna face forward here. We're gonna raise the arm up. This is as far as it goes. This is the end range. Notice your pelvis and your core. We're not going to extend and move. We're just moving this shoulder right here. Sometimes it's easier to watch yourself in the mirror. We're going to open up and rotate back around. Like messy. And we'll pick it up and rotate back around. So when you start, you want to think about this right here is called shoulder flexion. Yes. Now my shoulder is externally rotating, just fancy terms to help me out. So my shoulder's flexing with external rotation. I'm trying to get my pinky as high up as I can. That's as far as it goes. And as soon as I hit that end range, I open up, internally rotate my shoulder joint as my palm faces away from me. Windmill circle it. All the chair's fucking me up. And my palm is now facing away from me in the back. We're gonna press it away from us. Rotate, 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 rotate. And I'm pulling my shoulder blade down, not raising it up as I come back to the middle line. I'll show you from behind. So we'll raise the arm up. We have some flexion with external rotation. And then when we hit the end range, we open up, keep the shoulder blade down, don't raise it, pull the shoulder blade down, keep rotating, keep rotating, keep rotating, keep rotating to here. If we can only get down to here, that's fine. Meet your body where it's at and go from there. From here, you're gonna press away from it. Again, don't shrug, pull it down. As the arm's coming up and around, we're still pulling the shoulder blade down and away. Here. We'll switch sides, we'll do 5 on each side. We'll raise it. Internally rotate the shoulder. Circle it around. Here. Again, even if you just get to there, that's fine. Find your end range. Push it away. You'll feel some push it up, hang around, right here. I didn't feel like putting my mic on today because I need to get better at just posting content, posting what I do without need to be perfect. One more time. Raise it up. And again, sometimes if I put my arm away like this, it keeps my shoulders in check. We don't want to rotate or move. We just want that shoulder blade, that shoulder capsule, if you will, to move. And you might notice over time, you may be way out here, and eventually you'll be really high up here. So keep working on it, and we'll get better. We're just here to loosen our joints up. Kind of flossing our joints, if you will. We just did neck, we just did shoulder blades. I like the spine, this is my favorite. Cat-cows, but on steroids. So we're working the spine in 3 segments called spinal segmentations. Fancy term for saying, do the wave with your spine. Think of your spine as 3 parts, just to make it simple. Your cervical spine, upper spine, thoracic spine, middle spine, and your low back, your lumbar spine. Move those interchangeably. Let's do it. So if you're cat-cows, wrists under shoulders, shoulder width apart, and knees under hips, hip width apart. You can tuck the toes or flatten them out, doesn't matter to me. Now, a cat-cow would be this to this. We're gonna add a little spice to this. We're gonna start in cow and just tuck the hips first. So we're gonna start with the lower back, tucking, the upper back, tucking, or middle back tucking, and then upper back tucking, and then head. And then since we started from the bottom, we're gonna start from the bottom again and extend the low back. Then move to the middle back. Then move to the upper back and head and neck. And again, start from the bottom. We'll tuck the middle back, the upper back, shoulders towards the sky, head tucks, chin to chest. And then we'll extend from the lower back. Belly drops, middle back drops, chest raises, head raises. And we'll do 5 of those starting from the bottom up. Then we'll start from the top down. So from here, you're gonna tuck the chin. And again, go very slow. Feel the body move. Shoulders come up. Upper back, mid back, and lower back. Again, start from the top. This is the hardest one for me. Head, middle back, lower back. And again, we're not shrugging, we're pulling the shoulders away from the ears. There's a lot of things going at once, so take your time. It's gonna be very intentional. It's gonna feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing. That's the point at first. We'll do one more. Tuck the chin, round the shoulders to the sky. Now here's hard because this is extending back here. This is rounding. We don't want to go at once. We want to go one at a time. And we'll finish. Head. Keep tucking the tailbone. Maybe some dynamic movement. You know, connect to your bodies. It's really nice to connect. It might seem weird, but I honestly don't give a shit anymore about what I'm putting out there for content. I'm just doing me. Providing you with some insight on what I do to help myself out. Do with it as you please. Those are my top 3. Now my hips. We just did neck. We just did shoulder blades. We just did spine. My hips. And if you know me, you know I have tough hips. I was in a car accident. I broke my left hip. You can do this lying on the ground or standing up. I'm going to show you standing up. No, lying down. So you're going to lay down on the ground. Find something comfortable. Because what we're going to do is we're going to flex this hip up, then open the hip. Once you hit the end range, you're going to, this is a tough one, you're going to internally rotate your hip as you extend it. And then bring it right back down. So again, you're going to flex your hip. Find something to hold on to because your body's going to want to move a lot. We don't want too much movement. I'm just going to hold this chair to show you without my arm being in line. Flex your hip. Nothing else moved besides this hip. We're going to abduct our hip, which means we're going to open the knee up without the body rolling over. That's as far as I can go. And then from here, the foot is going higher than the knee, but the hip is internally rotating. So we're going to internally rotate as we extend our hip, meaning kick back. Now we're going to be in a straight line here. Glute squeezed. Try to squeeze your glute on the ground as well and bring it down. Bring it back up. Flex, abduct, and synergistically at the same time, internally rotate as you extend your hip. You might feel some cramping going on here. That's okay. Bring it up again one more time. Flex, abduct, internally as you extend. Bring it back down. Now we'll switch sides. I don't know if I'm on camera. I hope I am. Left side. You may notice differences on both sides. We're not perfect, but we're perfectly imperfect. So again, we're going to flex the hip, abduct the hip. This is my bad hip. Internally rotate as we extend. If you could hear my hip, you feel a lot of cricks and cracks. It is okay.
2. And again, be very methodical, be very slow with these. We don't have to go fast. We're not trying to get a workout in like this. It might feel like it at times. But the slower you can go, the more you can feel things moving. Again, we don't want our low back to arch, so we want to think about tucking that pelvis in and keeping that there. As I'm doing this, the bottom glute is contracted and squeezed. I'm trying to just feel everything in that hip move as I do this. Be intentional with what we're doing. Usually after I do that, I love to counter stretch it with a little half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Now instead of doing this, everyone does that. Think about tucking your pelvis. This glute should be squeezed like hell. We're gonna keep this nice and strong here and push into that. A good cue is try to imaginarily, it's not a word, I don't know, push this knee forward and pull this heel backwards. That's gonna contract a little bit in here to really help you feel that hip flexor being stretched. I can feel this without even moving an inch, a little bit into it. We just don't want to give into it because I don't feel anything here at all. I feel it in my adductor. A little stretch there if you want a little bit extra stretch in this. On that hip flexor side, we're gonna raise that arm up overhead. And as we're keeping everything here, we're just gonna open up. So now we'll feel a stretch from the bottoms of our knee all the way up the side of the body. And we'll just stay there. We'll switch sides. Feeling something. Again, tuck it in, keep it there. Arm up, reach. And again, send that breath to the side of the place that you want. So we've worked our neck, our shoulders, our spine, and our hips. And again, we can reset and do another rep. I'd say about 3 to 5 reps on each side. Maybe even a little cobra pose to counter stretch and move around. Any dynamic movement that you want, just kind of mess around with, right? Like play with yourself, play with your body, move it around, see how you can move it. Get back in control of your body, because the more we know how to move things, the more we just mess around and feel how things move, right? The more connected we can get. We can start fixing our own shit instead of playing victim. It's a very powerful place to be in, taking ownership of our realities, because I believe in you. I'm proud of you so much already, in case no one's told you that yet today, without a need to change or be someone else that you're not. Watching this right now, you in the camera are enough exactly as you are. Remember that. Tell someone I told you that, because you are. A couple of the things I normally would do in this video would be wrist stuff, some knee stuff, some ankle stuff, some toe stuff, and I'll make that for another video. Until then, take care. I love you.